talking about mindset when it comes to building your personal brand, talking about what strategy should you be thinking about. This is not going to be a long one. I just want to chat through some things that I picked up this week as I've been working with some of my clients around the mindset to build your personal brand. Because what is the biggest thing that comes up when we are thinking about the business we want to build and the future that we want to create for ourselves? And a big thing here is imposter syndrome. I chatted about it a bit this week with a few of my clients in an interview I did with Future Females. And it comes up a lot with entrepreneurs, but it also comes up a lot with people within their corporate careers. And an interesting fact that I read is that we have about 50 to 70,000 thoughts a day. That's crazy, right? But the scary part is that 80% of those thoughts are negative. Negative self-talk that we are repeating in our heads all the time. So what do you think you're going to start believing if you're constantly wrapping these negative thoughts into your life, into your thought patterns? Not very great. Not a lot of success is going to come from this. But you can think differently. And if you can start thinking about reframing these thoughts through things like a thought log, where you can become aware of them, and then start practicing a swift or a change where you focus on the positive self-talk, you can achieve success. So there's a rule, it's called the 90% rule. And if you think about it like this, when you are having a negative self-talk or a thought that you make that might not be great, or that your feeling is leaning towards the negativity, think about it this way. 90% of those thoughts, or part of that thought, is probably destructive and is not necessary for you to keep. Only 10% of it could be positive and could help you implement a change. Because not everything we think about is bad. Sometimes we need that little voice in our head, that little judge that goes, are you sure? Do you really want to do that? So you should always have something that's helping you think about what you're doing and obviously what you're saying. But if you are taking everything that your inner critic is telling you, then that's going to lead to distraction. It's going to lead to no success, and it's going to lead to no doing, which is immediately putting a halt on the activation energy that you want and need for the success and to see the results that you want. So if you can take the thoughts that you are having and apply the 90% rule, thinking that 90% of it is breakdown, so rule it out, and keep only 10% as value and see what you can learn from that and how that can serve you, then you start using those thoughts in a positive way. And then you start reframing your thoughts by thinking positive things and thinking about the achievements, the hard work that you've already done that you want to be implementing. There you can start seeing the change in the patterns, and hopefully start becoming more conscious of what you are telling yourself. I know there are many different exercises that you can take, such as the gratitude journal. You can start implementing I am affirmations so that your brain can start realizing those patterns as positive and implement them and help you drive towards going forwards to see your results. And that's where activation energy comes in. It kind of starts with taking something like getting up in the morning when the alarm goes off, and you're not sure you want to get out of that warm bed because it's cold outside. In South Africa, it's winter right now, and it's particularly cold as we're going through a cold front. It's very tempting to stay in bed. But if you apply the 5-second rule, where you count backwards from 5, and at the end of it, you have to implement a verb, something doing, such as 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, get up, get out of bed. Make the bed so that you don't get back in, and get started with your day. Every time something in your day happens and you're not sure if you want to, or you're not feeling it, or if the negative self-talk starts, implement the 5-second rule so that you can start building that momentum and start building that activation energy, because that's how you're going to start seeing success. Are you guys with me so far? Perfect. If you're live, pop a comment, let me know how you're feeling, say yes, or do a fire emoji to tell me that you're with me. If you're watching the replay, please say #replay and do the same, and let me see where people are at and how you're feeling. I'm actually going to pop onto the comments right now and see what everybody is saying. to make sure that I'm with you guys and I'm serving you in the best possible way. Let's have a look. Fantastic, fantastic. Great. Guys, I'm so glad to see that everybody is loving it, that you are feeling me, that you're with me. So the next thing is, why do you need a personal brand? Saying to me, Anandi, I'm a corporate career woman. I'm just doing my job. I'm good at it. Why do I need a personal brand? Or alternatively, Anandi, I have my business. The business is the brand. Why do I still need a personal brand? Well, it's very simple, guys. In today's world, and specifically right now during COVID and what's happening, you have to appear online more than ever. You have to become the face of your brand and the face of your career. Because if you start thinking of your career as a business, you're the brand driving that business, right? You want people to see the value in you. You want to start building the know, like, and trust factor. If you think about it this way, you as a person, regardless if you're a corporate career person, an entrepreneur, a business owner, who are the different people that you come in contact with on a daily, weekly, monthly basis, be it via face-to-face or via digitally? Think about it this way. There's industry experts on the webinars that you are joining. There's suppliers that you might be working with. There's friends of friends if you're happening to have social interactions, which if you're outside of South Africa, enjoy those. They are your clients. They are your friends. Because even though they're your friends, they're not buying from you. They are still a word of mouth source that can sing your praises. They're your colleagues, if you're at a corporate career, your mentors, and of course the strangers. Every one of those people have potential to drive you forward because the interaction that you have with them can leave a positive impression. You can even make a change in their lives. They can talk about you and then therefore drive the word of mouth and momentum of what you stand for and who you are and your business forward. But how do they know what you do? Simple. Start thinking as your digital footprint, which becomes your personal brand, how you are portraying that to your audience, to the people that are coming into contact with you. You need to start thinking of your Facebook audience, not just as your network or your friends, but using that as a business tool to really drive you forward and start making those connections valuable so that you really can use that to your benefit. And I know a lot of people aren't always on Facebook or you don't want to put the effort in, but guys, if you want to see success, you have to follow the steps and you have to do the work. So if we think about it this way, when you're building a personal brand, it helps you create a stronger and a consistent message that will set you apart from every other network marketer, salesperson, other business, entrepreneur. You want to stand out. You want to create a personality for your brand. That also separates your audience from the people who are qualified, i.e. people who will buy from you, and people who might not resonate with you. And you know what? That's okay. Not everybody's going to like you. You don't want those people in your life. They're going to make your life a living hell. The wrong client is not there for you. The right client is going to drive you forward and help you see success. So how do you connect with the right client? By building the personal brand that so they can see if they resonate with you, if they connect with you, if they like you. And then if they don't, let them go away. Wish them well. Don't come into this with a scarcity mindset and think, oh, I'm going to lose people. No, you want to build the right people. And that's what a personal brand can do for you. So also, once you understand your personal brand, which comes from your purpose, your promise, and your potential, which I'll talk about just now, that also helps you to understand what are you selling. Not just the service or the product, but how are you solving the problem for your audience? If you know that, you're almost onto gold. Next element of why you need a personal brand is it helps you understand your value and your worth. It also helps you to understand what your strengths and weaknesses are, because then you can really build on those and focus what you want to do. The next element is it allows you to become intentional. intentional with the content that you're putting out there, intentional with the message that you're sharing with people, and intentional with what you want to attract towards you in terms of clients, in terms of that perfect job, in terms of other colleagues that potentially can help you, mentors, or a perfect opportunity that you might not have considered before you became clear on what your purpose and your business personal brand is. It also helps you to establish authority and credibility because there's a track record, there's a digital footprint of what you are, who you are, what you do, your ethics, your purpose. People love that. If they can start recognizing the same over and over from one person, they start seeing, wow, this person knows what they're talking about. They've got it together. I want to learn from her. I want to work with her. I want to see more of her. Also, when you have a personal brand, it kind of helps to give you a bit of confidence because now you're not just Anandi, you are Anandi, the founder of the Power of Fearless Living, or Anandi, the digital marketing expert, or whatever fits for you into your little category. But it becomes a bit of a persona that you can start taking on, and that helps you to be more confident and self-assured. Because trust me, the self-doubt will come in, but that's when we think about the negative self-talk and focus on reframing our thoughts and remembering the 90% rule. So the next thing I want to talk about is the purpose, potential, and promise. The 3 P's of branding, which I have kind of zhushed up a bit to make us work with personal branding. So, excuse me, purpose. And you may have heard this quite a lot if you've been attending webinars, if you are thinking about building your own business or being an entrepreneur. Purpose is the why. And it is so important to understand the why when we are doing things. Because when things get tough, as they inevitably do, if you don't know what your why is, what is going to motivate you to get, besides the 5-second rule, which I hope you'll implement, what is going to motivate you to get out of bed in the morning? What is going to motivate you to drive the sales? What is going to motivate you to get those clients that you want? What is going to motivate you to go forward in your career? So it is the why, and it is the driving force behind your actions and behind your decisions. And also, what are your values and how will you communicate that? Because that's going to be a big element in the know, like, and trust factor that people want to start connecting with you. The next one is potential. What potential do you as a brand have to reach? And where can you work towards to achieve this goal? If you start understanding this, you can start setting up your goals with clear action steps to achieve that, which again creates activation energy because clarity comes from doing. The more you do, the more you realize what is right and wrong for you, but also where are the opportunities that you never saw before. I did a YouTube video on this a while ago, and I mentioned something saying that people do not just become lucky. Nobody is inherently lucky. Luck is just outside of the peripheral. And people who are lucky are opening their minds and their viewpoints and their perspectives to start seeing what is just outside of the peripheral. And that is where they are seeing the opportunities. They are seeing the gaps, and they are using those and capitalizing on those to make it work for them. The last P is promise. And this is very important. With so many people going digital, with so many brands in your face all over online, so many events that are happening, what is your promise that is going to set you apart from everyone else? And in the workplace, this fits in quite similarly. What is the promise you are making to your customers or your employers? What is the promise you are making to yourself? What can you solve and create for your customer and your employers? And what are the benefits of working with your brand or you? So ideally, what are you bringing to the table? And how are you making that worth my while so that I want to work with you? That is a very quick overview of personal branding, the why you need it and what it is, kind of the 3 Ps that I mentioned. And very importantly is the mindset that you need to go with it. Because as you're going on this journey, Yes, imposter syndrome is going to pop in, self-doubt is going to pop in, negative self-talk is going to pop in, but there are ways to conquer it, there are ways to overcome it. And once you start coming into the reframing area of your thoughts, start focusing on that 90% rule and creating your activation energy, you will see success. Because then you're building momentum. And we all know that an item in movement is much harder to stop than an item lying still or dormant. So build on your success path, build towards your personal brand, and I'll be here. Any questions you have, let me know. Follow me on Instagram or on my Facebook page where I share daily information, resources, tools, tips, my thoughts of the day. And I hope that if it gives you value, let me know and share it with anyone else who you think might help. I hope this was great. Guys, have a fabulous Friday.